talking about the big homer. What can you say about what Emerson was able to do for you guys today?
And he attacked from pitch one, and he didn't let off the brakes. He wasn't trying to be too cute, get strikeouts later in the later innings. He just kept the same game plan, and it was really cool to play behind.
Does it feel like you guys are getting back on track, especially with your pitching getting healthy? You're starting to cash in with runners, just getting back to what you guys are used to doing.
Oh yeah, for sure. The last couple of weeks haven't been the best baseball we played, but in this game you're gonna have a lot of failure, and as quickly as you could turn the page, the better. And thankfully we turned the page, and we had a nice bounce back series.
With the grand slam, it's a 1-2 count. You've talked about being so comfortable with 2 strikes. Just what was your approach in that moment?
Get something in the air. And, thankfully I was on time and, able to stay back enough to, get it out.
What did you see with Cora and Kathy in the stands? Did you get to make a glimpse with them and share that moment?
Yeah, it's something I'll never forget, I always look at them when I'm on deck, and, it just gives me such a, peace of mind when, just seeing them.
What's today felt like for you in general, being a first-time dad on Father's Day?
It's the best day ever. People always say it hits differently being your first one, but I finally get it now, and, I'm just so thankful for sure.
Going back to the Grand Slam, what is it about those bases-loaded situations that you've seemed to be so comfortable in throughout your career?
I wish I could tell you. I don't know. Just, look for a pitch and don't miss it. And, thankfully I haven't been missing them.
You guys have been able to create so much traffic, even through the rush stretch you guys went in. What's allowed you to start cashing in again as you guys get into those moments?
I think just not trying to do too much with runners in scoring position. Not trying to get too big, and just stick with the same approach, and good things happen.
For you in particular, it's been a really strong rebound of a season, and really over the past month. Have you allowed yourself to think at all about what a possible All-Star bid might be?
No, I'm not thinking about any of that stuff. I'm just trying to help my team win each day and be a good dad. That's the only thing that's on my mind.
The homer was hit to the pull side today, but you've been wearing out that left field corner all series long. It really feels like that Edgar Martinez idea of hit the ball where it's pitched. Like if it's on the inside, then it's pulled, and if it's in the middle, it goes up the middle. And which of course is easier said than done. But how have you been able to use the opposite field so better than ever in your career this year?
Yeah, I think it's just not allowing yourself to let the ball get deeper and deeper. Not trying to catch it out front, hit homers all the time, and just having that approach of just hitting line drives up the middle the other way, and it's been working out.
Is that a little bit of a mindset shift from you, because you're putting up very similar numbers to where you were in 2023, but getting there very differently? Less of that pull power and more spraying it all over the field.
Yeah, I think I'm not trying to launch every at bat, and I'm just trying to get on base for Julio, Cal, or whoever to hit me in, and it's been paying out.
So we saw with the bat with your daughter's name on it. Looking to the future, is that something you're going to give her someday, or is that going in a trophy case? What's the plan for it?
I haven't really thought too much about that. Hopefully she'll want to use it one day. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. She'll definitely pick it up once or twice for sure.
All right.
Thanks, JP. Emerson, you were obviously in cruise control all day, but after JP hits the slam, just what's going through your mind about going out there and putting up a 0 in that specific inning?
Yeah, just keep throwing strikes. Go right after them. Don't get cute. If you get ahead of guys, just do everything you can to try to get the ball in play. And sometimes those are the hardest innings for a pitcher. You just want to go out there, throw strikes, and I think we got a double play that inning, and that was huge. And it's just all right. Let's just keep going from there. But yeah, what a swing from JP to kind of get things going right there. Kind of get a chance to score some runs, and we break through like that, and that was cool.
What have you seen from him over the past couple months as you've gotten to spend more and more time with him? I mean, he's talked so much about what fatherhood has meant, but just the fact that this is kind of a bounce back season for him too.
I mean, I love having him behind me. I know that for a fact. I love having him in the lineup. He just goes up there and grinds at bats, and he's going to fight you. And again, I love having him behind us, and I'm glad he's on our team.
It feels throughout this season, with all the injuries to the rotation, you've been one of the steadier presences in the rotation. What has that meant to you? I guess how has that kind of come around for you? Why do you think you've kind of managed to be pretty even keel the whole season?
I mean, I just think you gotta, be the same no matter the highs or the lows. You're trying to be the same person every day. You're trying to be as consistent as possible. And for me, the only thing I'm concerned with is giving us a chance to win and, doing everything I can for the guys in the clubhouse and going out there and doing my part. And you learn from each one, and then you just kind of flush it and you're on to the next one.
How much do these types of outings serve as building blocks, that you're able to continue to, exercise and build upon some confidence as the season goes along?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's good for, I guess, confidence, but at the same time, it's good to just show that we can go out there and execute. But again, it's on to the next one. It was a huge game, going into it because you got a sweep on the line. You don't get a chance to do that very often, and I wanted to do that for our guys, and I wanted to go out there and give, everything I could. And, we were able to do that today. Guys made some great swings. We played great defense, and we got the shutout, and, it's on to the next one.
George mentioned yesterday how for some batters and some teams for you guys, it's 3 pitches or less. That's the mentality, and it seems like that this series especially, whole pitching staff was really able to execute that. Just from your vantage point tonight, just what was it like for you to just kind of cruise through that lineup, but also just seeing what the bullpen and everyone else was able to do this series?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think for us, we want to attack, and we throw strike one here and we win the 1-1 count, and that's what we believe in. And when we're on the attack and we're believing in our stuff and we're throwing it in the zone as much as possible, good things happen. And, we got a great pitching staff. We got a great team. And, we just want to keep building on that, get to the next game, compete as hard as we can, and keep fighting.
Does knowing that you have that strong infield defense behind you give you a lot of conviction about throwing the pitch in the zone because even if it's made contact with, that you've got a group of guys behind you who are going to take care of it?
Absolutely. I mean, I think those guys put in the work. They work extremely hard, and I have all the confidence in the world in every one of them. When the ball's on the ground or when the ball's in the air, it's like hit it to him. It's probably going to be an out. And I mean, I think like you saw it today, like Mastroboni be able to make that play that he did, that's huge. And he didn't give up on the play. He ran there and he was there at the right time, in the right moment. And I got all confidence in every one of our guys out there.
Has that helped you as you've kind of continued to evolve into somebody who's not afraid to put the ball in the zone? You're not afraid for them to swing. You're not afraid for them to make contact with the ball. Because a lot of guys shy away from that, and they pick and they nibble.
Yeah, I think it's all balance. I think you can go all in on one side and all in on the other. Sometimes you just got to kind of take what the game gives you. And that we want to be aggressive for the first pitch strikes. We want to throw as many strikes as possible. And again, it's, for me, some games you might not have as many strikeouts. Again, you just kind of got to take what it gives you, and to have the defense that we do behind us out there is huge.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thank y'all.
Really nice way to bounce back from a tough road trip with a great series like that and a great win today, coming off that great win last night. Can't say enough about the job that Emerson did today. Just coming out there, being completely aggressive in the strike zone. I don't even know how many first pitch strikes it was, but it was a ton. And, using his sinker, thought he had a really nice changeup today, mixing his slider from time to time. But, I think the combination of Emerson and the stuff that he had and the aggression that he had, and then getting a 5-run lead there early in that second inning. Big hit by Mastro to give us a lead. And then JP, kind of taking care of the rest there in that inning. We've just seen so many good at-bats from JP and able to get a changeup, get something out front. Again, we talk about middle of the field. He's been using left field a lot, but it allows you, when you get that breaking ball in the zone, you're able to get out front on that a little bit and pull it, and that's the one he got. And just a great at-bat, put us up there. And then, Emerson did the rest. The bullpen came in, slammed the door late. I thought Garv's at-bat there, too, getting that run in with 2 outs. Another big at-bat, being able to just add on one more run, I thought was big for us there. And just a great win all around. Again, contributions up and down, good defense behind Emerson. Just a really, good afternoon and a quick win.
with JP, I mean, since spring training, we've seen just, how fatherhood has changed him. But what did you see from him today in that regard, specifically just with his first Father's Day?
Yeah, I mean, this is one he'll never forget. I think, saw the article the other day about him becoming a dad for the first time and what that has meant to him and playing out there today, in his first Father's Day. What a great way to cap that off. And it's one he'll never forget. And, family is special. And, you play this game. It takes your life, and you commit so much to it, and family means everything. And for JP, I'm just so thrilled and happy for him that this is one he'll never forget.
Going back to Emerson real quick too, I mean, other than the first start, it feels like he's been so steady for you guys throughout the season as a second-year player. I mean, what has that meant, just the kind of reliability in the rotation?
Yeah, with the injuries that we've had to the starters and the role that he has played, he stepped right up. And, giving us 7 today was huge. I mean, it's just flat out huge. I think, we've talked about it a lot. He's got good stuff. He's got the 95 plus with the sink to it. He's got a 4-seamer. He's got the changeup and slider. But it's more his approach mentally where he goes. And you could see it again today. He just was out there attacking. And it was a special outing for him today. And again, like I said, it was very timely. We really needed it.
How much do these outings kind of serve as building blocks for him, one on top of another, to just continue to build that confidence?
Yeah, no doubt. And that's what this game's all about, is gaining that experience, gaining that confidence as you go. And he's been able to do it. Each outing has presented different challenges in a lot of different ways, but he's been able to meet it today. He had to protect a lead. And he went out and he did it, and he did it very well. Other games he's had to, keep us tied and get as deep as we can. Today was another different challenge, and he passed the test with flying colors today.
And for JP, we've talked about so much about how he's just using the middle of the field and opposite. Just what's it been like to see him just apply that so easily, but also just kind of internalizing those teachings from Edgar and from Seitzer, with him being a veteran and being so effective for so long?
Yeah, I mean, he has, you got to give JP the credit. He's battling up there. He's taking what the pitcher's giving him. If they pitch him away, he's able to pick up that hit or that double down the left field line. He's able to get something out front and pull it out of the ballpark. I mean, he is doing what he's got to do. And if it's not getting a hit, it's still getting on base. Whether it's a walk or a really nice at bat. So. We've seen it from him all year, it just continues, and a huge lift for us today. You got to give Ortiz credit. He battled, and we didn't get many hits off of him, but the ones that we did get really counted, and that was the difference in the game today.
Does he remind you a little bit of Edgar in the way that he's able to do that? Pitch it on the inside, then pull it. If it's on the outside, then he puts it in the left field. And is that related to, because like Edgar, he has such a good eye at the plate that he's able to diagnose where those pitches are?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, to a man, our guys have a pretty good concept of the strike zone, and I think that's what makes middle of the field so effective for them all. And JP has really embraced it and continues to execute it time and time again, and it's been impressive, that, and that's why it leads to either a walk or a hard hit ball somewhere. I mean, he's finding barrels, hitting the ball on the line and being able to hit the breaking stuff out front. And when you add that to what he does on defense, just so sure-handed, made a lot of great plays again today. Turned a couple double plays. I mean, it's really impressive what he's been doing.
And for Randy, reached base 4 times today. I think 0 for 0, but 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch. We've seen him so much just go after the pitches he wants, but he's also just been so patient at the plate. And today, just perfect encapsulation of that. Also, the 2 steals. Just what have you seen from him?
Yeah, when he gets on base, it's oftentimes a double. So when he walks, it's he's standing at second base. Because he's got the great speed, he's got the good base running instincts. A couple of really big jumps today for him. Doing a great job being aggressive there. And what we've seen, obviously, from him in the outfield, he's made some nice catches. He's had to run quite a bit out there. But when you add all that together, he's putting together a pretty good season. And getting on base for us is big. And that's what we talk about, getting base runners on. And he was at the middle of that today, and we're able to get him in with JP's not.
All right.
Thanks, Dan.